I just wanna see how beautiful you are. You know that I see it. I know you're a star. Where you go, I'll follow, no matter how far. If life is a movie, oh, you're the best part.
So the divine masculine and feminine, it is a very special connection, and it's a once in a lifetime thing. There, you can have soulmates and you can have multiple partners who you feel love for and you develop feelings for and you feel connected to, but there's going to be one that stands out and you don't know why at first, and for a long time you probably don't know why. But the reason why you're connecting so deeply and so intensely, and that's like that magnetism, like whenever you're together, you don't have to speak a word, you just like are in their energy and you love them and you are like, holy shit, like this is some special stuff right here. Like I got lucky because this is an incredible connection that I have never felt in my life before. It is a blessing and it's a gift to be a divine masculine and feminine, and it's nothing to be afraid of because it is something that the universe, God, source, divine spirit, what that entity wanted for you is to have this connection. And if you turn it away, turn it down, the thing is you can't throw it away. Even if you want to, you can try to throw the gift into space, dissolve it, get rid of it, burn it, I don't want it. But because it's a gift from the divine, the universe is going to bring you to these moments over and over and over again. And this is your karmic cycle. And this is a karmic lesson that you're needing to learn. Like, hey, this gift right here is for you. The divine feminine is a gift to the masculine and vice versa. It's beautiful, and it literally is once in a lifetime. And you, like I said, can have soulmates, more than one love, but there's a divine love that is destined for you, and you are meant to be with this person because you're better together, and your light shines brighter together than if you are separate. And you can impact the world in a greater way together than separate. So that is why you cannot take your gift, see a bitch, calling it a day. You can't do that. It's not in the plan to actually throw the gift away. So that's why the divine orchestrates events in your life, and these are called tower moments. Times where you are at your lowest, you do not like yourself, you're not confident, you're not happy, nothing's going your way, life is just shit, right? That is a tower moment. And if you continue on with that mentality of nothing's gonna change, like I am stuck here, like why the fuck does this always happen to me? If you take some time away and dig deep and find yourself, once you do that, things will make sense and you will see clearly, and you will over time be able to identify what the problem is. And if the problem is within you, which likely it is because that's what spiritual awakening is, we all have to look at ourselves in the mirror at one point or another and really, really get a close look. If your heart, not your mind, none of that, just your heart, what your soul is telling you, you go this way, and if it's telling you to go this way, go that way. And if it's telling you to just chill out, then just chill out. And if you follow that, then the universe can sprinkle down, it's kind of like Hunger Games, like sprinkle down little messages for everybody. And you'll pick them up, you'll learn a lesson, you'll make connections, you'll have a sign here, you'll have a sign here, you connect the dots for yourself, and it happens all the time, all around you. This is like how you know you're tapped in. This is like an amazing accomplishment, and if you are at this point or are not there yet, you will be, I promise, and your life will be changed forever once you accept that you are a divine masculine or you are a divine feminine. You don't run away, you take the gift, pick it up off the ground, you dust it off. What happens is you will apologize to the person who you neglected for so long, and the person who you let suffer for so long. And it's the person that you just treated like shit over and over and over again. The thing is, that person is yourself. But because you have a divine counterpart, aka your twin flame, they essentially take a mirror and put it in your face, and they will help you see who you really are. And the way that happens is they trigger you. So they make chaos happen, and they change up your whole life, because this energy is so unique and it's so special, and you can just feel it, and you've never experienced this before. It feels unknown, and you're very intrigued though. You're like, wow, this is like, I know this is something special, but I'm just not ready to look yet. And if you're not ready to look yet, that's okay. Don't look yet. But I promise, with time and peace and stillness and going within and connecting with yourself, you actually end up taking care of yourself and loving yourself and looking in the mirror and loving who you are and feeling confident and not thinking these negative thoughts like, oh my gosh, my life sucks. All these bad things are happening to me. Why does love never work out for me? Once you get out of that mentality, your brain will literally feel like clear as day, just flowy wind up in there, like you're present, you're just enjoying life, you don't have to think about anything, you don't have to stress out, you just live. And that is a balanced divine masculine / feminine. And once the two are at this stage, they can come together, and they come together in something that is called union. Union is very special because it shows that there were two counterparts, a divine masculine and a divine feminine, and they went through hell individually in their own lives as well as together. So many emotions, so many ups and downs, so many confusing, deep, crazy feelings that you've never felt before. And you look at it, and now it's not so bad. It's because you're accepting it. And it's because you're accepting yourself. So literally, the whole phrase like, oh, you can't love anybody until you love yourself. That bullshit is actually true, believe it or not. If you don't love yourself, and if you don't value yourself, and you just like write that off like that's gonna take 25 years, like, are we joking? Like, I'm just stuck here like shit in this mentality. But once you cut those ties of those thoughts, you free yourself, and that is that open, windy place. The union of these two energies is actually the divine masculine and the divine feminine coming together within self. So it is taking the black, taking the white, putting it together. This is a balanced energy. That's why it's yin and yang. That's like the story of yin and yang. You have to see the dark to have the light. You're more likely to stay in the light the majority of the time if you accept who you are, feel confident, love that person. That's where you want to be, union within self. And you take the masculine aspects, the strength, the confidence, the feeling of being driven, and all of those things, and taking action. That's a masculine energy. So once you have that within self, as well as the nurturing, loving, open to receiving, accepting, open arms, feminine energy, combine those two, masculine, feminine, there you go, balance. So it's kind of like the divine masculine and the divine feminine counterparts are put together on this earth to come together, essentially. But you can't just come to earth being together. You have to go through a series of events, a whole ass journey. That's why it's called the journey, the twin flame journey. You see this person, you meet this person, they shake your entire life up, whether you realize it or not at first, or for a while even. Then conflict happens. shit comes up, you hurt each other's feelings, and you don't really understand each other perfectly, and there's lots of misunderstandings and disagreements, and seeing things from a different perspective and from a different level, and just not seeing eye to eye on things. It's because you are not in alignment and you're not balanced. But if you were balanced, this same person that entered your life, they're going to come back. Once both people are balanced, then you can come into union. But you cannot come into union if you're unbalanced. And that's why the twins separate. Twins, they actually still feel each other's energy. And that's the very interesting thing about this spiritual journey. Basically with the twins, there's this like push and pull friction. At first they come together, it's amazing, and this is your gift being delivered to you. The universe is giving you a taste of this gift. Try it, it's great, and you're gonna feel amazing with this person, and you are gonna feel like you have never felt before in your whole life with this person, because this is your counterpart, and your counterpart is meant for you. So whenever you come across them, there is obviously a difference. And if you go compare them to other people in your life, other people you've met, nobody's like them. Nobody's exactly like that energy. And that is because this energy is meant for you. You're drawn together as magnets, and then all this friction happens because you're supposed to learn your lessons, and you're supposed to like show the mirror to each other and show each other the parts that are unhealed within ourselves. So this person's actions will affect this person's actions. This person's feelings will affect this person's feelings. What happens is all this conflict goes on. So you end up resisting each other, and you break them apart, and you're like angry, upset, you may resent them, but you still love them. Somehow, still love them. And you're like, are we serious? Like, after all this shit, like, why do I still feel this way? Why do I feel this way? What the fuck? It's because their energy stays with you because they impacted you, and they literally left a footprint on your life and on your heart. And it's not supposed to go away. It's familiar because it's already stepped on your heart. This is a bad analogy, but just picture it. It's beautiful. I imagine a beautiful pink planet with a beautiful little imprint. Anyways, they left an impact on you, and you left an impact on them. So even though you're over here separated and you have whatever kinds of feelings about each other, good or bad, upset, sad, disappointed, mad, you still will feel the footprint. You'll feel the imprint. And once you sit with it and you're like, okay, shit, everything else in my life, whatever, maybe I'm not content, but the one thing I do know for sure is that this person that came into my life left a mark on me, and I have deep feelings for this person, and it's usually not even easy to describe in words, like, at all. It's just a feeling that you get. And this is because it is the divine counterparts coming together. Whenever they're in each other's energy on Earth in the 3D plane, it is insane. It is the most passionate, intimate, incredible relationship with another human being that you have ever had. This is the thing. You found it. Congrats. Like, X marks the spot, like, found the treasure, you know? Once you explore that imprint on your heart and you find this gift, you're like, okay, I'm angry at you over here, I'm feeling whatever kind of way, but I'm just tired of feeling that way because this imprint on my heart means more to me than my resentment or resistance towards this person or this situation or this relationship in general or this way of life and way of feeling. But you're gonna pick up this gift and you're gonna dust it off. You're gonna be like, okay, like, let's take a look here. And you're gonna start to revisit it. And this is mentally, emotionally, spiritually, inside of yourself. Envision it and think about their energy and what you love about it and what you kind of have issues with. And honestly, the things that you'll have issues with is the thing that this person, these people need to heal. Those are the scars, those are the wounds. So basically you trigger each other to be able to see your scars and wounds of what you still need to heal. And the reason you do that And the reason you come together initially is because you're supposed to start that process. At the end of the line, the finish line, you come back together. So you imagine this person, this situation, this relationship, those feelings that you had with this person deep down. You've never experienced anything like it. You still haven't. You carry on. You think you're going to forget about it. You think you can let it go. You think you can move on and try to be with a different person that isn't as complex, right? But that is not in the plan. You're like, okay, in my mind, body, and soul, I haven't been around this person, but somehow my heart still feels this deeply for them, and I'm confused. What the hell? Like, shit. But you like it. You love it. It is, you wouldn't want anything else in a connection, in a love connection. That is like what makes you feel good, content, happy, motivated, inspired, and you get this spiritual deep feeling towards them. And it's because that's where you're meant to be. That's where you're supposed to go home to at the end of the day. So after you imagine this person in your heart and sit with that feeling, you're gonna be interested as to what is it gonna be like when I actually like come back and I tell them that I want to be with them and I want to explore them, because I trashed them for so long. So now I'm gonna pick it up and I'm actually gonna give it a shot and really look at it, really feel it. And you have to be open at this point to do this. And if you can't do this yet, then you are not ready yet for coming together in union. And that's okay. It just shows that until both people are healed, union is not ready to go. It's in the oven, but it ain't ready. One day it will be. And that is beautiful spiritual union. And that is the yin and yang coming together. And that is the story of the divine masculine and the divine feminine.
I missed the good part, then I realized I started looking and the bubble burst. I started looking for excuses. Come on in, I've gotta tell you what a state I'm in. I've gotta tell you in my loudest tones that I started looking for a warning sign. When the truth is, I miss you. Yeah, the truth is, that I miss you so. So I crawl back into your open arms. Yes, I crawl back into your crawl back into your open arms. Yes, I crawl